I'm about to tell you something that most people on SSI or SSDI have not yet learned about and could easily overlook if you're not paying attention now. The truth is this. Effective today, the Social Security Administration goes under the radar and changes the way it now handles some applications for SSI and SSDI benefits. There is no announcement, no headline news, and this is not even more than an FYI. But the truth is, the guidelines have changed, and for some people, this could mean the way for the more than $1,800 they've been denied now may finally open. But stick with me here, because this is not hyperbole. It is not a bonus. It is not a scam. This is something real, something happening within the walls of the SSA, and something important enough that it could literally make a big difference for you. If you are an SSI recipient, if you are part of SSDI but receive SSI benefits, if you've ever been told you're barely within the limits, or if your benefits have been reduced, suspended, or terminated because you didn't know why, then this is something you need to pay attention to. People have been caught in the grip of inflexible and old-fashioned regulations for decades, regulations which penalized people for saving money, regulations which treated the temporary income of people as the same as the permanent income of people with regular jobs, regulations which forced people to be cautious of even keeping money in the bank account itself. Yet there was movement in the system. You have probably heard people mention the figure of $2,000. It is no coincidence. It is based on one of the toughest benefit-related thresholds. A single individual is only allowed to have a maximum of $2,000 in countable assets according to SSI provisions. For couples, the maximum allowed is $3,000. Again, it is not per month or per year. It is an aggregate total. Your bank account balance, savings, ready cash, and even family contributions in kind might be considered. If you go a single dollar above, SSA might stop or withdraw your entire benefit. What makes it even harder to understand this issue is that this number has not changed realistically since the late 80s. The cost of rent, food, utility bills, and healthcare has all gone up, but this number has remained stuck in the same place. And so people lived with this terror to save, this terror to accept help, this terror to leave money in their account for too long. Many of you listening to this today understand completely. To clarify, the SSA did not remove the $2,000 rule. This rule is still in effect. However, how the SSA looks at and identifies certain assets and transactions has changed. This is not due to an announcement, but the result of internal policy at the SSA. In short, certain funds which once automatically cause issues are no longer assessed in the same manner. Certain one-time deposits, certain back payments, certain temporary balances which once proved problematic now receive a second look. This is not a green light for unlimited funds. This is not an indication the rules are no longer in effect. It is, however, an acknowledgement that dollars are no longer being assessed identically by the SSA. You may wonder how SSDI beneficiaries are learning about the information regarding the change when SSDI doesn't have an asset test. The reason is that sometimes SSI and SSDI claims are tied together. This is particularly true for individuals receiving SSI benefits or those who have benefits suspended or been reevaluated in the past. If the Social Security Administration changes how SSI reevaluations are processed, it may have an implication on the net benefit situation for SSDI beneficiaries as well. Here's something most people don't know. Claim systems in SSA are very automated. When an internal change is implemented, it begins working immediately. Long before anyone in the public even hears about this, cases begin being rescored, flags begin being removed or reordered, payments are recomputed. Most people wouldn't even know something is amiss until they log in and verify their account, or they begin getting notices weeks later. This explains the significance of timing during this period. Your case may have been processed or assessed after this adjustment, or even before this is fully implemented to the public. The resulting judgment or opinion may vary vastly within the short period of time. This, however, is not a catch-all notice. Who is most likely to notice any changes is those individuals who have been identified as being reduced or paused because of their assets and/or balance issues, including short-term balance issues. If you have seen your SSI benefit amount due to funds being in your bank account too long, this includes you. If a one-time deposit was identified as though it was an ongoing source of funds, this is important too. If your benefits were questioned when you applied because it was only temporary, this is important too. Many times, any kind of raise will not be a bonus check. Rather, it is a recalculation situation. Maybe SSA will decide a reduction was not necessary, and so rates will be reinstated, a different amount will be assigned each month, or past overpayments will be acknowledged. That is how a $2,000 amount becomes part of a discussion. Some individuals will experience a loss of several months of full SSI, and full corrections can get close to this figure. Now listen up, because this is where the program really matters. This announcement does not indicate that you should shift funds. This announcement does not indicate that you should push the envelope. And this announcement does not indicate that the SSA will ignore everything from now on. The biggest problem people encounter is acting too quick. The smartest thing you can do at this point is be aware. That means pay attention to your notices, keep your record straight, and if you do spot a change on a payment, do not panic or get too excited until you know why it happened. This change isn't about losing rights or benefits.
It's about fixing a way that certain cases were treated in the past. For too long, people have been penalized because of a short-term financial circumstance, money that passed through an account, or assistance that was needed only to survive, SSA said, acknowledging that the current system is out of touch with reality. Change is slow, but it's the direction that counts. It's what you're seeing right